Charlie Chase and Lorianne Crook from the Crook Chase Countdown joined CFWE. When the world heard the news over the weekend that the great Mel Tillis passed away, give us your initial thoughts.
You know, it was really shocking. It's something you never expect. We had heard that he was having a hard time healing from his surgery last year. I mean, he was in the hospital and in some rehab facilities for most of last year. And when he was able to go home earlier this year in January, we were very hopeful that he was convalescing well, but he never seemed to bounce back, and it was just so heartbreaking.
You know, the country music community really is a big family. We often talk about that. I don't mean it to sound cliche or anything, but you feel like you lost somebody. We've worked with Mel so many times over the years, and it was always fun, laughs. Always a good time around Mel Tillis. I can't remember a serious moment with him, if you want to know the truth. So,
for those that have, never had the opportunity to meet Mel, tell us the type of guy he was.
The one thing I can tell you is that Mel Tillis says it like it is. One of the funniest things that happened on one of our television shows was when he learned that he was going to be inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame. That is the pinnacle for any artist. And not long after he got the news, he came on our show to celebrate and talk about it. So, of course, we asked him where he was and what he was doing when he heard that he was going to be one of the newest inductees. And he said he was out in his garden, and he was picking some green peppers and some eggplant to make some dinner that night. And he said the first thing he had to do is just drop all of the vegetables and run to the bathroom. And I said, oh, my gosh. I said, so the news of you entering the Hall of Fame made you wet your pants? He goes, oh, Lorianne, it was a little bit more than that.
And, the thing is, Jeremy, a lot of people, they wonder about the stuttering because of his ability to sing without stuttering. But whenever you saw Mel in person, I mean, he was still battling the stuttering thing on a regular, normal, conversational type basis. So he's just a true gentleman. And I love what he said when he discovered that people were kind of laughing at him because of his stuttering. He said, I'll just give him something to laugh at. So he took advantage of it. He took a disability, if you will. I don't consider it, in his case, a disability, but he made the most of it and made a wonderful career out of it.
One thing for sure, Mel Tillis really loved his children.
Oh, my goodness, yes. And of course, since his daughter Pam Tillis has been such a prominent artist, we actually knew her the best. But, oh, my gosh, it's such a sweet relationship. As far as being a dad, Pam Tillis always told us that he was there for her. He was a straight shooter. He never minced words. And like I said before, in raising his children, he told it like it was, and he never backed down in raising them.
The funniest story I think we recall when it comes to Pam and Mel Tillis, talk about being a family man. So many artists nowadays, simply because of the demands and everything else, it's difficult to take your family on the road. But back then, for example, when Pam was a little girl, at one time, she slept in his guitar case on the side of the stage at the Opry. So what does that tell you?
Charlie Chase, Lorianne Crook joining CFWE. Many of the country family have spoken out, whether Facebook and tweeting. Are you surprised at the outpouring of support right now from the country music world?
Oh, gosh, not at all. Mel was everybody's friend, everybody's friend. He was there. It's interesting because when some of the younger stars coming along would have problems or questions in the industry, or they just didn't know how to handle the strains of family life, Mel Tillis was one that they felt comfortable calling and saying, look, I've got a personal situation or I've got a business situation. They laid it out to him, and Mel did the best he could to give them the best advice. So he was a true friend, and we are not surprised at all that so many of the stars, the younger stars, Keith Urban and Blake Shelton and Tim McGraw, really feel like they've lost an important part of their community and family.
That is Charlie Chase, Lorianne Crook of the Crook and Chase Countdown, which you can hear at noon every Saturday right here on CFWE. Thanks so much, guys.
Hey, listen, it's great talking to you, and I think it's wonderful that you are honoring him and remembering him. I know some of the stars that get up into their 70s and 80s, they can, feel a little bit like they've been forgotten and they wonder if they matter. And I think what you're doing says to them and to their families and their fans, yes, they will always matter. So we appreciate what you're doing.
Yeah, we appreciate everything you do up there for country music. We really do.